Trump breaking news today. The effects of Trump property seizures on New York real estate. If Donald Trump does not pay a £464 million bond for a civil fraud case, the real estate market could become nervous, according to analysts, and New York Attorney General Letitia James could begin seizing his properties as early as Tuesday. Real estate experts have speculated that if the government were to seize Trump's properties, it would shed light on how much money commercial real estate in New York City could make if sold fast. Justice Arthur Engoron, who presided over the case in February, fined Trump $355 million for misrepresenting the worth of his properties to get better terms from insurers and banks. The amount has since grown to $464 million with interest. He also forbade him from holding executive positions in any New York City company for 3 years. For his part, Trump has maintained his innocence throughout the civil fraud case, arguing that the worth of his assets was actually low. Real estate expert Stijn van Nieuwerburg of Columbia University's Graduate School of Business told Newsweek, "The most likely impact is that we get to see how much you can get for a home if you have to sell it in a hurry. An big transaction is about to unfold, and along with it, we will see some price discovery. Beyond that, though, I don't see this having much of an impact on the commercial real estate market as a whole." In an effort to get a reaction on Thursday, Newsweek emailed the Trump campaign and the Office of the New York Attorney General. Legal analysts note that Trump may put off making a decision about her assets' disposition until the appeals process concludes, even if James were to seize them next week. Will Thomas, an assistant professor of corporate law at the University of Michigan, told Newsweek that even if James were to seize Trump's properties, her agency would likely not do anything with them. As things stand, they will allow them to keep running. She probably won't put them on sale right away. I don't think the possible action to seize the Trump properties may have harder to predict long-term effects, Thomas said. Real estate developers may start to worry that the same thing could happen to them, according to one probable conclusion that Thomas mentioned, but Thomas chimed in to say that the Trump instance was unique and might not be indicative of New York's real estate market as a whole. According to Rome real estate attorney Massimo D'Angelo, the acquisition of the individual Trump buildings may not have a major influence because they are just a fraction of the total New York real estate market. Generally speaking, the answer is no, since we are referring to such a small number of properties, aren't we? According to what D'Angelo told Newsweek. It might have an effect on the real estate market as a whole if it were larger or included more buildings and properties. Real estate expert and former University of San Diego professor Norm Miller shared this view. Due to his insufficient New York real estate holdings, it will have a little effect. And I mean, the large, properties tend to trade among institutional investors, and this isn't enough to tip the needle, Miller told Newsweek. However, D'Angelo claims that this action may cause future uneasiness among certain individuals in the sector. People may be afraid they will lose their homes if they are unable to post the required bond. According to D'Angelo, the New York real estate market will undoubtedly feel the harsh and dramatic impact of this statute and similar situations involving other parties in the future, especially in the real estate industry. A similar fate befalls those whose inability to post a bond or pay a debt results in the forfeiture of their respective assets. The lawsuit may alter investors' perceptions of New York, according to some financial experts. Newsweek spoke with Matthew Tuttle, CEO of Tuttle Capital Management, who said, "You can't be a real estate investor in New York City, witnessing what is going on and have a positive feeling about being an investment there. Anyone looking for a loan will exaggerate the worth to the extent that a bank will allow." With regard to the matter being now pursued and prosecuted, Tuttle remarked, "I think there are other locations to invest that are more investor-friendly. Trump has until next Monday to provide a financial guarantee, otherwise, the state's attorney general can begin collecting the funds owing to the state by the former president due to James' lawsuit." On March 18, Trump's legal team filed a court petition stating that posting the $464 million bond would be practically impossible for their client and recommending a reduction to $100 million. "Despite our best efforts, we have been unable to get a bond in the amount of the judgment for the defendants. The impracticality of obtaining an appeal bail for $464 million given the current circumstances," the brief stated.